Hey, what's up? If you guys don't know, I was in the Germa dollhouse stream for like 3 days.
You don't know how high I can fly.
When I came back, I had reserved a dinner for me and cutie Cinderella. Good boyfriend points. But here's the thing. I don't leave my house a lot. I don't specifically know nice places
Smoke weed every day.
to eat. Like, my daily diet consists of yogurt every morning, coffee, Biscoff cookies, and then just like sushi or Chipotle. And so how do you find a good place to eat? You use Yelp. So I went into Yelp, I looked in Los Angeles, and I looked up Japanese food. But there are a lot of options for Japanese food in LA. So I made what is arguably a rookie maneuver. I only looked up 4 money sign places, which narrowed it down quite a lot. Why? Because when you lack knowledge, price can be a good replacement for quality. This is not always the case, and sometimes the quality is such a marginal increase that it's not worth the price, and you're actually just paying for a brand like Supreme shirts. Let's not fuck around and forget that my brand name is Mogul Moves. It's not like Share the Wealth Moves. So I found a spot. We arrive at the place, and this is the first thing they says to me. The first thing they says, "You cool with raw beef?" Yeah, for sure. So we go in there, and I pull up the dinner menu, and I'm like looking through. The waiter comes over, and the waiter goes, "Oh, don't look at the menu." He's like, "It's a set menu." I'm like, "But you literally have it on the table. It's weird that you're telling me not to look at it." And he says, "Look at the drink menu instead." Apparently, this place has a set dinner menu, and they just go through the courses, and you just do whatever the seasonal menu is. As we are going through the drink menu, I notice a drink from a brand called Suntory. I know them from the movie called Lost in Translation, which I watched on a plane once. In the movie, Bill Murray's character goes to Japan to promote Suntory whiskey.
For relaxing times, make it Suntory time.
I don't drink fancy alcohol, but something popped out to me on the menu. It was called Hibiki Suntory 30. And what this means is it's a 30-year-old Suntory whiskey. And I was like, I don't like whiskey that much. In fact, when I drink it, I usually make something similar to this face. 30 is older than me. And so for the date, and in part a celebration for the success of the yard, I got it. 2 ounces. I'm not proud of this fact. It was $600. It was double the price of the meal. But again, it was a celebration for the yard, and so I got it. You can get these drinks 2 ways. Either neat, which means without ice, or on the rocks, which means with ice. And me, I don't really like warm alcohol. I think it's ickier. So I got it with ice. And they hand it to me, and I drink it, and it was, let me tell you, I don't know. It was better than Jack Daniels, 100%. Without a doubt. After sipping maybe half an ounce of it, made somewhat of an embarrassing maneuver. I let it sit for an hour. Because the longer you let it sit, the more the ice melts, and then the better it tasted. It was too strong. The interesting thing is, because I had ordered this, I had grabbed the attention of another waiter at the restaurant. He came over, and he was like, sup? And so this, admittedly, is where I faked everything. Because the guy was like, oh, the Suntory. And rather than being like, oh, you know, Bill Murray, Lost in Translation, I don't drink whiskey a lot. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't usually go with the 30, but, you know, Hibiki's kind of my thing. He was like, yes, I'm not a big Hibiki guy. I prefer the Toki. And I'm like, the Toki. That, honestly, that's kind of a weekday drink for me. And he looks at my waiter who's there and he goes, give him the VIP treatment. And the whole entire night, this guy had been joking around. So I go, right? And he's like, yeah, because he got the Hibiki. And I'm like, right, yeah, because I got this thing. And then he like looks at me weird and walks away. And the waiter's like, no, we're actually giving you a special cut of meat. And I was like, what? And he gasses me up too. He's like, yeah, this is the VIP cut of meat. We literally only ever give this out to like the owner. And I tested him. I'm like, Barack Obama walks in this door. What the fuck you doing? He's like, nothing. Fuck, is 0 VIP meat? No shot. He's like, yes, sir. And they give me something called ribeye triangle. That's not a thing. I can't tell you if it's a thing or not. That's what I know. This piece, when I ate it, was just the most tasteful meat I have ever had in my life. And they go, hey, this is a special dessert. I'm like, what? And it was like this little ball. And they said, put it in your mouth and close your mouth when you chew down. And it was a white chocolate truffle filled with matcha juice that exploded in my mouth. And even though I'm not that big on matcha, that matcha explosion in my mouth, delicious. And then waiter comes back. He asks for my card. And on the card, it has Mogul Moves. It says it on the card. And so I put the card down and I go to the bathroom. While I'm in the bathroom, quick aside, they have a Toto bidet toilet. I didn't have to shit. I peed. I went pee-pee. I just wanted my butthole cleaned. Go back to the table. Waiter comes back and he's like, here's the bill, yada, yada. And he goes, what do you do? Because he saw that the credit card had said the name on it. And I was like, oh, you know, I didn't want to lie. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm a YouTube streamer. And he goes, no way. I watch Twitch. And I'm like, oh yeah, for real? Who do you watch? And this is, I swear to God, he goes, I watch every single one of Pokey streams. And I'm like, what? And then the next thing he says is, what's your name? I'll look you up. And all I'm thinking is like, bro, Among Us Pokey got fucking hard carried by my LOL W's. How do you not know me? Yes! That's it!
You're so extra!
And I tell him, it's just Ludwig, look it up. And he looks it up and then he goes, oh yeah, no, I've seen you before. I've seen you before for sure. And I was like, yeah. Maybe like the subathon. He's like, oh yeah, something like that. Definitely seen you, something like that. Definitely seen you before. And then this is where the 5-head strat comes in. Because this restaurant was really nice. It was a good experience. It's actually a fire place to bring people to because it's more of an experience as a dining thing than just delicious food. And to hopefully maybe convert this Pokey viewer to a Ludwig viewer, I tipped $500. I left a fat tip. This is not to flex. I don't often do this. I generally tip 10%. And then my rest 5% of the tip is life advice. That's what I normally do. Buy a bidet. Consider investing your money. Okay, this is what I normally do. But I tipped fat. And the next thing he did, I'm not shitting you, he goes, dude, let me subscribe to your YouTube. And it was the most expensive YouTube subscriber I have ever gotten in my life. The moment he subbed, I made a joke. I was like, that'll pay for the sub. And he looks at me, he goes, really?